I do a lot of thrift shopping. I like to carve out at least one day a week, if possible, to just drive around everywhere and see what the heck I can find. Of course, on this channel, we have a majority focus on retro tech, more specifically VCRs, which here's a little bit of a sneak preview of some of the fun things that we found today. But I also like anything old. I like old clothes, pictures, trinkets, anything really that's old from like the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, all that fun stuff. I'm here for all of that delicious goodness. I absolutely love thrifting. I've been doing it for many, many years, and I figured it would just be fun to take you guys along with the ride. I've gotten a couple questions about where I get tapes, where I get VCRs, and all of that stuff. This video is also several weeks in the making. I've been compiling footage and taking pictures when I can every single time I go. I was not really able to film too much because I have this terrible phobia of filming in public, and I really think it's kind of rude to film and talk in public because when I see someone holding a camera, I get uncomfortable that I might be filmed without my consent. So I'm kind of tricky with that sort of stuff. So what we're going to be doing instead is a lovely voiceover, and I'm going to be talking you guys through the stores that I went to, what I found, what I passed up on, what I recommend that maybe you pass up on depending on what you're looking for, and pretty much you can just get kind of like a glimpse into my thrifting world. This is how I do it. As always, because I love to facilitate discussions on my channel, I'd also love to hear your thrifting tips. If you've ever been, if it's your first time even watching someone go thrifting, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts, comments, and perspectives. And stay tuned towards the end of this video for a very fun and exciting VCR demo. It's not going to be too crazy because I want to do a whole dedicated video on this beauty, but just you wait. We have some really cool finds. I'm trying to think if I have any advice. I filmed this intro once already, and I had plans on giving you guys kind of like a thrifting crash course, but I really feel like no such thing exists. It's just kind of like being patient, knowing what you're looking for, having that eye, you know, just being able to kind of pick out what you're looking for, and then also being willing to deal with like crowds of people depending on where you go as well. I try to stay away from like thrift stores in the major city. I sort of try to go out a little bit so it's more chill and there's more like old people around because that's kind of like my speed and my jam. I've noticed over the years, and I've been trying to figure out a way to say this without sounding like super bitter and annoying, but I will just say that I've noticed over the years, especially with like TikTok and stuff, that thrift stores have definitely been more and more crowded, and there are some people there that are like really aggressive and, you know, like they'll claw your face off or something that they're looking for. Luckily in my situation, there's not really a lot of people that are like fighting others for VCRs and things like that, but I've definitely seen it in like vintage clothing and things that people like to resell, which this video has nothing to do with reselling. I do not resell retro tech at all. It's all for me, you know. I'm hoarding it all in my apartment. Hopefully it lasts forever and I take care of it. You know, it ain't what it used to be, you know. You gotta get used to it, and you guys will hear in some of the clips I actually do get quite stressed out at certain thrift stores, especially if it's my first time. So yada yada yada. I think I've been going on for long enough. Strap in, enjoy the ride, enjoy the voiceover, and let's go over some of the fabulous, delightful goodies that I found. Okay, so the first store I went to was a new one to me. I've never been to this particular Goodwill location. As you can see, we have a great example of something that I see a lot when thrifting for retro tech, and that is the pile of DVD/CD players. Samsung is a staple. That CDRW like orange and blue sticker, I swear to God, I see that in every thrift store I go into. It's actually rather comforting at this point. A lot of times I don't really pay too much attention to these. The JVC DVD player that I have that I will probably never shut up about is just like as cool as it gets for me, so I don't really like look at these too much. Some of them were in pretty good condition, others not so much. Scratches, dents, you can kind of tell that they've been through a little bit. Overall, I don't really feel the need to buy DVD players secondhand at this time. I also went and checked out their physical media department. They had a ton of DVDs here, more specifically box sets. If you are a big Friends fan, oh my goodness, they had, I think, pretty much every season, which, by the way, rest in peace to Matthew Perry. It's so sad. But one thing I did notice, little Seinfeld season 1 and 2, that definitely caught my eye. I did take a look at as much as I could, but I'm telling you, they had walls and walls and walls of DVDs, which was pretty cool. I also wanted to show you guys an example of DVDs I don't pick up unless the title is something that I've really been dying for. I try to avoid cases like this where they're pretty dirty or like the DVD itself looks like it was handled by a kid and just beat the heck up. I really try to avoid that, even though I do love Blades of Glory. It's a great movie, but I passed up on this. There was only one VHS tape here, and it was this tantric toning VHS, which I didn't end up picking up, but I guess it was interesting to see. I'm not really into the workout videos. I know some people think they're really fun and interesting, but never something I was too into. And then, of course, the final thing I had to check out was the CD section. Unlike the DVD section, their selection was terrible. Religious, Christmas, you know, your staples. Nothing that I was really too interested in. Okay, so as you guys saw, first one, kind of a bit of a bust. They're really busy. I don't know if it's just like the area I'm in now, but I don't remember them being so busy, and there's a lot of like pushing and like waiting for things to be put out, which doesn't really happen with this kind of stuff, but with this like handbag I got, it's like a jean handbag, which I thought was really cute. It smells awful, like cigarette smoke, so I'm gonna have to wash it, but like all of the people were lining up like around the bags, and I was like looking at them, and the worker was like, "You can't touch them yet," and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I did not know," and I literally just like walked away because I was like, I'm not fighting with a bunch of random people over secondhand handbags. That's just not happening. So that kind of like freaked me out a bit, but I found this was all I got here. Seinfeld season 1 and 2 on DVD. I've been looking for this because Netflix is stupid and I can't use my partner's Netflix anymore. So season 1 sucks, but season 2 is great. So I'm excited to have this. And I mean, like, who wouldn't want a bunch of discs with Jerry Seinfeld's face on it? And then I also got this Harrods department store mug. I thought this was absolutely epic. I got that for 49 cents. This whole box set was 99 cents. Sometimes I will have cashiers charge me per DVD. Like, they'll look inside the box and charge per DVD, but that didn't happen at this store, luckily. So 99 cents for this is a killer. And then, of course, the smelly cig purse. This is why I only shop in the bins because I mean, the bins are stressful too, but like, if it's gonna be stressful at the store, I'm just kind of like, I'm out. I'm not fighting for secondhand stuff. Like, that sucks. So, okay, let's take a break. I'm gonna get a drink and then I'm gonna go to the next store. All right, next store I went to is one that I have been to several times. It's really not my favorite, but sometimes you do find like one or two really cool things. So DVD selection, I mean, not too bad. Nothing that I'm really interested in. There was also more Friends, so there you go. If you want Friends, you can get it. There was also some Lady Gaga CDs, which was cool. And in general, the CD selection here was way better than what I'm used to. There was a ton of pretty much like the most early to mid 2000s CDs you can find, like the Black Eyed Peas. I thought this Jay-Z and Linkin Park CD was so 2000s. I just couldn't even stand it. We got 50 Cent as well, so I thought that was a pretty good selection. Their actual tech electronic section, not as good. I find that the ones here are pretty beat up, but also, I mean, my standards, I'm pretty picky with these things. I really don't like buying something if I don't think there's like a high likelihood that it would work. There was a cassette deck though. I don't think I mentioned it in my intro, but the one that I originally filmed, because I filmed the intro several times, I mentioned that I do not see a lot of VHS players or cassette players. So it's so funny that in this round of trips, I found both of those things at one point. This JVC tape player actually looked so nice. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I kind of regret not grabbing it, but one of the buttons was like broken and I was really kind of hyper fixating on that, and it was bothering me because I don't think that I would be able to fix it. But honestly, it looked like a pretty cool deck, even though I'm not really too into cassettes though. I'll be honest with you guys. I used to be scared of them as a kid. I don't know why. And I don't like the sound. I don't know though. I don't want to say that because then, there's always a chance that I could get into it later. I also thought this unit was funny because it had aux there printed on there and like those little stickers. So I bet that was in like somebody's store at one point. There was also this really sick Panasonic like sound system for tape. It was really dirty. The pictures are actually making it look way cleaner than it was. It kind of looked like it was in somebody's garage or something like that. But not only did it have the system, it also had the speakers that went to it as well. So I thought that was really cool. I love, like, Panasonic is probably one of my favorite like retro tech brands out there. So it was cool. I certainly wouldn't have room for something like that, but it was a really, really cool find. And then of course here we have the giant pile of DVD players / CD players. And then the final thing I saw was also this Panasonic boombox, which was cool. It was also very beat up, but I do kind of have a soft spot for some of these boomboxes. Next store, this was another store that I had never been to because I literally hate driving on this road, but I was like, you know what, it's the closest one, like let's just check it out. And I saw my first CRT that I've seen in years. I have seen a very consistent decline in CRTs as I've been thrifting. I've been thrifting since I was like able to drive, and I remember in like 2017, 2018, there were CRTs everywhere. Like every thrift store I went to, there were CRTs. And now, like more recently, especially when I'm not really looking for a CRT, but if there was like a small amazing one, like I would consider it. This is the first CRT that I've seen in a very long time. It was a Symphonic brand. It was also $20, which I thought was a little bit much for a old CRT, especially because it might have gotten beat up a little bit in transport. Like who knows how this TV was, how it got here pretty much. But it was manufactured in April 2004. I don't really have much of an opinion about Symphonic. It's kind of like Emerson to me, it's just like one of those like whatever brands. I also had to, of course, check out the tech section, and I know it looks like a cluttered mess here, but oh my gosh, you guys, so many good things. I was so excited, kind of just like doing an initial scan to see what to look at, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this beautiful silver beauty, and I was like, there is no way that this is what I think it is. But you guys know, because we already talked about it earlier, that it is a Quasar VCR, manufactured date 1987. Oh my gosh, you guys, I freaking screamed. If you've read the comments on my Panasonic video, I was like, I want a VHS VCR from the 80s. And a lot of you guys mentioned too, like, you got to get one from the 80s. Like, that's when they were made the best, which I will be doing a full video on this unit, so don't you worry, it's coming. It's heavy, you guys. Like, my goodness, the weight difference. It would be so funny. Maybe I'll do this. I would love to weigh my Magnavox combo, my Panasonic, and then the Quasar one and see like the difference in weight, because it's actually crazy. I will definitely have to check out 12 volt vids to see if he's done a video on a unit similar to this. But here is another VCR I found, which was crazy. 2 VCRs in one trip. I'm telling you guys, I never see VCRs when I go thrifting. It was a Zenith brand, which was kind of cool. It was from I'm doing a voiceover right now and I can't see that far away. I think is that 1988. I can't tell, but this one just wasn't in as good of condition, even though aesthetically I feel like this one was like a little bit cuter to me. I like that sort of dark burnt orangey red background, and the buttons were really cool, but I decided to go with the Quasar, as you guys saw. There was also this really sick VHS movie camcorder. I definitely took a pretty good look at this and I wanted it, but it was really in rough shape. Like, I have no idea if this was for consumer or if this was more like a professional grade camcorder. I didn't get footage of it, but there was like this weird cut cord that was like frayed and exposed hanging out of it. So I wonder if this was done for like professional. I honestly, I don't know anything about it. It was really cool. and I think it might actually take like full size VHS and not SVHS, but I had to pass up on it even though I thought it was really, really interesting. They also had some cute little things like this AM FM radio I thought was adorable, and then this landline phone as well. I would love to have a real landline. It would be so extra of me, and almost every apartment I've lived in except for my current one has like a landline jack, but yeah, I would love to have a landline. I was getting pretty tired because this footage that you guys are seeing was all in one day. So by the time I headed over to the DVD/VHS/CD section, I was tuckered out and I just wanted to get that VCR home and test it. But I do wish I had paid a bit more attention because it seemed like there was some really good stuff. I really just like glossed over the DVDs and the CDs. I was like, let's see if they got some good tapes. They had a couple things, so I only grabbed one though, I think. I'm looking at the selection. They were all like in really good condition, and they had a couple Mary-Kate and Ashley ones. I will be talking about that in a second, but I've seen a lot of Mary-Kate and Ashley tapes. I really want one because I've always been interested in those weird like straight to VHS content that like they created as kids, but every time I see one of those tapes, it's got like a little speck of mold or like too much dust for my comfort because I'm very, very particular about my tapes. I'm very weird about mold, especially like now that I live in a more humid climate. I'm really, really thinking about mold because it's much more likely as to where I lived before. It didn't get as humid as much. So, and then the last place I went to, this was several weeks later, but I had to include this in this video. There were a ton of awesome tapes here. I blurred the boxes with the prices just because I don't know how niche this thrift store is, so I didn't want to like accidentally reveal my location too much, but the prices were a little bit weird here. There was a Mary-Kate and Ashley tape there as well that I also passed up on because it wasn't clean enough for my liking, but the prices here were much higher. I would say like Goodwill, the tapes are usually 49 cents, which is great. Some of the other chains, they're like $1 to $2. Here we had some tapes that were up to $8, which I thought was a little bit excessive, but they did have some cool ones like this Pokemon one. I wanted to pick that up, but it was a Hollywood Video rental tape, and I also try to avoid those as well just because Lord knows how many VCRs they've been through. I also really like this 50 classic cartoons, but it was like $10 and like also not in the best condition. 16 Candles, which I don't have footage of, but I did purchase this. I actually hate this movie. I have so many thoughts about this movie, none of them really positive, even though like the aesthetics are pretty. But I bought it like because of the aesthetics. And I love Molly Ringwald, so she's cool. This movie is like, I'm not a fan of this movie though. We also have Pulp Fiction, the limited edition letterbox version. A lot of you guys, I did a poll a couple weeks ago about which tape you guys would pick. A lot of you guys went with this one. I didn't pick it up though because I was not pleased with the condition as well. There's also this one, which I went back to this thrift store 2 days ago and this tape was still there, and I'm still like asking myself why I haven't just bought it. It's this Special K Pilates tape, which is like so weird that Special K was making tapes. Like I don't really know what's going on with that, but that was cool. One other thing that I like kind of got a chuckle at is, I've made this joke before, but those people that just think that these Disney tapes are like worth their weight in gold just drive me absolutely like up the wall. It's so funny, but also real irritating because people want these things to be expensive so badly. Like people just want to resell stuff so freaking badly. It's not even funny. And this tape, it's sealed, was $25. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it is cool, it's got like that sticker and stuff, but I'm like, you guys, these tapes there's so many. I've seen so many Disney tapes. I wish I was more into Disney because then I would have like them to buy, but it's like it's ridiculous. So I thought that was funny. Also, a couple bits and bobs I just had to show you guys. First of all, this Flintstone ceiling fan. I freaking want this so bad. It was kind of pricey, but also like I don't have a house, so what the heck would I do with this ceiling fan? I don't know, but I wanted it so bad. It also had the original Walmart sticker, which really like tickled something in me because I remember Walmart stickers looking like this. It was originally about $80, which is crazy, and it also comes with a free Flintstones VHS tape. I have no idea if the tape was actually in there, but I just thought that was so kitsch, so cool. And then also, I'm kind of regretting not getting this. I didn't pick this up, but this is like a cute little clown plastic cup. I really like the colors, and I usually hate clowns, but this clown looks really nice and like friendly. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I got at the thrift store or looked at the thrift store. I definitely could have done more footage, but I didn't have it in me to film, you guys. I just don't always have it in me to do it. But, you know, if you guys enjoy these videos, then, you know, we can definitely do some more of them if you guys like them. But those are the places I went. So the next thing we're going to do is a quick little haul, and then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, what I know you guys all want to see. Does this VCR from Quasar work? Stay tuned. So let me show you guys what I got. The one thrift store, as you guys saw, had such a plethora of early 2000s CDs, so I did pick my favorites. I got this Usher CD because it has "Yeah" on it, so of course they're all kind of like scratched up and clearly very well loved and well used, which I don't know if they'll play, but I just kind of think it's nice to see that, you know, someone loved and used the CDs that I now have. We also have Lady Gaga, Born This Way, of course. This one's from 2011, so like look at this sad little cardboard CD. Nothing substantial, but I freaking love Born This Way, so that's cool. And then, oh my gosh, another one, Lady Gaga, The Fame Monster, of course. Her breakout debut. This CD's filthy, it's very dirty, but I can clean it. It's also just cool to have. So those are all the CDs I grabbed. I also grabbed a CD-ROM, unopened. It is, and I got this one at the third thrift store. This is SpongeBob SquarePants Typing, Top Secret, the Krabby Patty Recipe from Scholastic. It is a, what operating system? It's 2004, so probably Windows XP. Yep, Windows 98, Me, 2000, XP. This is a really cute little thing. I've been like slowly collecting some old computer stuff, like CD-ROMs and games and software. I do not have any vintage retro computers in my life. I really want a Windows XP machine because I feel like that's a good cross between like an older system and something that, you know, would be a little bit easier to work on. I just don't have the space or the funds to find a good functioning one, but I figured once I do, this would be so adorable to have. I love SpongeBob, so I'll never pass up a chance to get something from SpongeBob. And then finally, this last thing I purchased, if I can get it out of the bag, this was like so cool. So this is sealed. It's called Stuff That's Gone, and this is actually a Pittsburgh history series from PBS, which is really near to me because I'm from Pittsburgh, and so I really remember these. Like I remember the Kennywood ones that what is it again? It's WQED, right? Or just QED? Yeah, QED. I really remember like the stuff that they would do. I feel like this is something that they would have sold on those old infomercials where they're like, this is such a value. From 1994. Definitely want to watch this. This was at the second thrift store. I thought this was so cool. It is one of those little rotating storage caddies, and at first I thought I wanted to put some makeup on it, but I already have like a really nice setup for my makeup, so I actually think I want to keep this on my rotating coffee table, and I can put all of my remotes and some coasters and just like general bits and bobs, maybe even napkins because I eat dinner in my living room, so I figured I could do that. Thought it was cute. It definitely needs a cleaning though, it's real dirty. You guys, I about leapt out of my seat when I saw this. Oh my god, I could have screamed in the store. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This whole thrift experience has been so, like, I'm so glad that I filmed this one because this was one of my best rounds. I saw 2 VCRs in this store. I literally don't even see one, let alone VCRs of this era. So this was the Quasar one, and then there was also a Zenith one. I passed up on the Zenith just because this one seemed to be in the best condition. I mean, literally, this thing looks so good. I peeped in the inside a little bit. You guys can't see, but it looked really clean. Doesn't smell funny. I have no idea what this is here for. I wonder if like this was used in an office space or something and it was like marked to be removed or like donated or something, because this whole VCR is giving me like someone used this in an office, either that or someone like really loved on it and really cared for it, because it's in amazing condition. I haven't turned it on or tried it, so I don't want to like get too excited, but December 15th, 1987. Can you believe it? I was just thinking about how I wanted to find one of these. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited. It's nice and heavy, made in Japan. These are so much easier to service too, because they were meant to be serviced, so I probably need to like clean the heads and stuff. But let's plug this thing in and see if it works. I'm gonna be really sad if it doesn't, but also like we can probably figure out what the problem is. The thing that I hope it doesn't do is eat tapes though. I really hope that it does not eat tapes. Okay, we're gonna plug it into the surge protector. I always have a healthy amount of fear when it comes to plugging in thrifted electronics. I mean, for all I know, this thing could have been in a freaking like flood. Like I have no idea what could have happened to it. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm definitely freaking nervous. Oh my God. But okay, I'm gonna plug this bad boy in. Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, there's something on the screen. This freaking sticker is right on the LED. Why? It was $9, by the way. Okay. It's the clock. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's the clock that's unset. Okay. Power. Okay. It's on. It's on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at it. I'm so excited. Okay. Let me see if it's showing up on the TV. TV looking for signal. Did I put it in the wrong? I always do this. Ah! Oh my God. It was just a feedback. Girl, calm down. Okay, let me mute that. I'm gonna show you guys what the inputs look like, because I thought they were a little bit curious. I haven't seen inputs that look like this. So you have your in and your out, your video and your audio, and then these out to TV thingies are like, they're like, I guess you could add them in there. Also, I just realized that this might be set to the wrong channel, because I see the channel 4 and 3, so maybe that's the problem. Okay, static flashing warning. If you have epilepsy, I'm about to show you something flashing. So I got it connected on my big TCL. I needed to use a converter adapter thing, and this TV also has a coax hooked up to it, because like the actual like live news and stuff shows on this one. But I got it connected. I had to switch the channels. So I put it to channel 2. Also, I'm such a child, but literally the last channel is channel 69. Okay, but this is what you get, and then I do channel 2, and it should, let's see, I just changed it, but I guess it's back to static. It's kind of creepy. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sometimes I get scared of like old stuff like this, because it's kind of creepy. And it sounds awful. I'll unmute it real quick. Yeah. Just like TV static. So someone who's smarter than me and grew up in this era, please let me know what's going on here, like why this is happening. I don't have the remote. I don't think I should need the remote though. But we've got some other buttons here. Clearly it works. Can I program it and maybe that will make it stop? I see. So if I press VCR, then that's like the VCR button. So maybe that's, did it stop the noise? No, the noise is still going. Okay, I'm gonna try to put a tape in though. I'm picking Alaska again, because if this tape gets eaten, I'm gonna be okay. Also, I thought this was funny. This is Quasar video, and this is Quasar. Oh, Quasar. So yeah, but if this gets eaten, I'm okay with it, because I don't watch this tape really. I do have like a childhood fear of tapes getting eaten though, so I am actually like really nervous to put something in this. So hopefully it takes it. Oh my God, it took it. Looks terrible. No sound, no picture. This tape has a really long lead in, so I'm just kind of waiting. Oh, there it is. Oh my God, it works. Oh my God, it works. Sorry, this angle's garbage. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, there you go. This little old tank from 1987. It's playing my tape. The heads definitely need cleaned. I can see like a little bit of like fuzzy. I'm sure those heads need cleaned. But here we go, y'all. It works. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. Wow. I'm so excited. Okay, you guys, that is everything that I thrifted today. Kind of got to see a lot, I think, in terms of what it looks like when you find nothing, kind of something, and then when you hit the jackpot. I'm so excited to work with that VCR. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I found that, and I can't believe it works. It should probably only need some basic maintenance, even though I just said in my other video that I'm sick of working on VCRs, which is true, so it might be a while before I actually like get around to looking at it, but I know it works, so that's really cool. If you guys like this video, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel, Yasmin Collects. I do all kinds of different things on this channel. It's all retro tech, nostalgic stuff, old things that have mostly been forgotten. I will say VCRs and VHS tapes are certainly my most favorite thing to talk about. I'm finding that out myself as I make more videos. But yeah, I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and supporting and commenting. I love it when you guys comment. I love your thoughts and your opinions. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.